to address the distinguished gathering at the inaugural International Symposium on Indian Prison Laws and Administrative Reform towards a human-centric correctional system. The theme chosen is profoundly relevant today, as our nation steadily moves from a retributive approach to a reformative and rehabilitative model of correctional administration. The evolution of prison laws can be traced to the Prison Act 1894, Prisoners Act 1900, Identification of Prisoners Act 1920, Transfer of Prisoners Act 1950, and there are so many laws there, legislations there. Notable one is the Mullah Commission report 1982-83, wherein it is mentioned about the importance of reformation of prisoners rather than retributive system. The Model Prison Manual 2016, introduced by the Bureau of Police Research and Development, has been a significant step in this direction. It provides a national framework for humane management of prisons and emphasize vocational training, education, mental health, gender sensitivity, and post-release reintegration. It must be remembered that prisons is a state subject. List number 2, 7th schedule of our Constitution. List number 2, schedule 7 of our Constitution. Prison is a state subject. So each state must take proactive steps to bring uniformity, modernization, and humaneness into its prison administration. First point is, prison is a state subject under list number 2 of the 7th schedule of our Constitution. So every state must take proactive steps for uniformity, modernization, and humaneness into prison administration. In the Indian context, correctional institutions are steadily transforming into centers of reformation and rehabilitation. Open and semi-open prisons, skill development programs, education for inmates, and de-addiction initiatives are now being introduced in several states. There is closed prison. Have you heard of this open prison? Anybody heard of open prison? Yes, open prison. Minimum security prisons are there. Prisoners who have undergone certain period of sentence in closed prisons, like a central prison or women prison or any other prison, certain period of sentence, they are transferred to open prisons. open prisons, semi-open prisons, the open prisons, well-behaved prisoners. Prisoners are to be well-behaved, healthy one, willing to work. Thieves are not sent there. Prisoners who are incarcerated for theft cases are not sent to open prisons. Only well-behaved prisoners are sent to open prisons. Constitutional and judicial safeguards are there. That is, when a prisoner is admitted to prisons, his fundamental rights are not curtailed. Supreme Court several times emphasized that the fundamental rights of prisoners, inmates under Article 14, 19, 21 and others are there. And except necessarily curtailed by imprisonment. Other fundamental rights are there. 14, 19, 21. Life and liberty. So here, the Supreme Court has held that a prisoner, though lawfully deprived of liberty, remains a human being. He is a human being and retains all fundamental rights guaranteed under the Constitution except those necessarily curtailed by imprisonment. And the landmark of judicial pronouncement have guided the evolution of humane prison administration. As you know, there is Sunil Batra versus Delhi administration. The court held that solitary confinement and inhuman treatment violate Article 21. There is also Charles Sograj versus Superintendent of Central Prison. Asserts that prisoners' rights must be protected within the limitations of custody. Within the limitations of custody. And also, women prisoners, highlighted the protection of women prisoners and the right of legal aid. When prisoners are, what is the purpose of incarceration, imprisonment? What is the purpose? Purpose of imprisonment is to make first custody, keep him away from the society. Second and important one is to make him as a good, responsible, self-reliant citizen. That is our modern approach. Responsible, self-reliant man. Self-reliant, that is a modern approach. The corrected man. That is the purpose of prison is now custody, reform, rehabilitate, and reintegrate into the society. Reintegrate into society. That is the purpose. So, the National Human Rights Commission, the prisoners are sent to prison as punishment, not for punishment. Prisoners are sent to prison as punishment, or not for punishment. That is, the imprisonment itself is a punishment, not to aggravate the punishment. That is a new system. The profound statement defines the spirit of our correctional administration. It is prisoners are sent to prison as punishment, not for punishment, not to aggravate the suffering already inherent in the incarceration, imprisonment. Then human rights and reformative philosophy. Human rights Commission. National Human Rights Commission was established in the year 1993, October 12th. National Human Rights Commission was established in the 1993, October 12th. Subsequently, state human rights commissions are also established in various parts of our country. National Human Rights Commission was established in 1993, October 12th. Consequent on that, various state governments, state human rights commission is also there. And the mental health and the focus today includes mental health and psychological counseling, legal aid and access to justice. Legal aid is given to inmates as per our constitutional amendment, 42nd constitutional amendment. Free legal aid, justice and free legal aid is provided to the poor and the needy people as per the 42nd amendment of our constitution, that is 39A. 39A of our constitution. Justice, equal justice. That is legal aid to everybody. So there are legal centers in our prisons also, our correctional centers also. Legal aid clinic is there. That District Legal Service Authority, chairperson of District Legal Service Authority is session judge, district and session judge. So state level also, State Legal Service Authority. National level also, National Legal Service Authority. Our mental health and psychological counseling is the focus today. Mental health. We have both mental and physical ailments. So earlier we concentrated only on physical ailments. Am I correct, madam? Now there is a physical, mental health and psychological counseling. Mental health and psychological counseling. Legal aid and access to justice. That is, we noted here 30, once again 39A of Constitution, 42nd Amendment. Then vocational and educational programs are there. Vocational and educational programs are for self-reliance. Vocational and educational programs are there. When I was a superintendent of Central Prison, Trivandrum, madam, one man who is an illiterate, his name is, still I remember, Velaythan, was an illiterate. Then gradually he learned vocational training programs also, reading lot of books he read. Later, he used to write books also, this man. Several books. He wrote several books. There's a corrective way, corrected from there. Always thinking more. Our aim is, some aim is to how to channelize this energy, their energy, destructive mind, idle mind into productive activity. That is the purpose of incarceration. How to channelize destructive and idle minds to productive activities. That is the purpose. Retributive theory is over. Firm, we should be firm. Should be fair in our activity. Compassion should be there. We should be firm, fair, and compassionate to our inmates. Family connectivity and post-release rehabilitation. Family connectivity should be there. So there are welfare officers are there in our prisons. In welfare officers And probation officers' role is reintegration. Welfare officers and probation officers, their role is to reintegrate the inmates into their family, society after the release from prison. As part of reintegration, that vocational training is being given to the inmates in our prisons, our correctional centers. Educational program is also there. Connectivity should be there. A welfare officer is there. In every prison, there is a welfare officer, especially central prisons, there are welfare officers there. They bridge the gap between the prison administration and the inmates, welfare officers. Bridge the gap between prisoners and the prison administration, welfare officers. They facilitate the interview of inmates with their family. Half an hour is the maximum duration of an interview. It can be increased or curtailed by the superintendent. The philosophy is clear. Every individual inmate is a human being first. The goal of imprisonment is not retribution, but transformation. That is, turning an offender into a responsible and self-reliant person. Responsible and self-reliant citizen. That is the purpose, aim of our incarceration. That is responsible to transform a person from turning an offender into a responsible and self-reliant citizen. Then inspiration from Mahatma Gandhi and